You're going to judge me, but it's fine. I'm used to that.
Always. Welcome to 5-3 Podcast. I'm Doria, joined by my former coworker turned co-host, Brittany. Hey,
Howdy.
Brittany. So full disclosure, we've had some technical issues. They have decided to make Brittany's Wi-Fi as spotty as possible, and this is not the first time we're trying to get an episode recorded. So it is what it is.
It is what it is. Quantum, count your days. This is between the outage yesterday and this dropping every 20 minutes. It's fine.
Customer satisfaction is way down.
I can't believe they just gave me an auto response where I said, I tried these things. And it was an auto response with, we're having outages in almost every area. Here's a snippet that you cannot read because our chat window cuts it off. So you might need to. It's fine.
100%.
I think. So full disclosure, my brain is cooked at this point from trying to troubleshoot for the last coming up on 24 hours now. So tell me a story, Doria.
I'm going to tell you a story. So Brittany and I have kind of laughed, I think especially recently, about how we've been friends for a while now, but we're still learning interesting and funny things about each other because it's just situational, right? Like some things come up and you're like, oh, really? So I was just telling Brittany, I was almost arrested once. And
never would have guessed that one.
Oh, I mean, strategically rebellious.
Strategically
never almost got caught. Yeah, my catchphrase. Okay, so when I was younger, I've shared this a bit on the podcast, right? Like I had I had very strict parents, like culturally strict parents. I did not grow up with a lot of the, leeway that my peers did. And so I found very creative ways to get around certain things. And when how old was I? I was 19. So I wasn't a teenager anymore. Well, I was technically a teenager, but I was an adult, right? I was 19. Yeah. We used to go off-roading a lot. And
like in the dirt?
Yeah. Well, if it's not on a road, where would I hop a tree? Actually. Yes.
Told you my brain is cached
in the dirt. So basically, at least I don't know if it's still a thing now, but when I was younger, off-roading culture was becoming more popular. A lot of, including people I dated, my guy friends, I had a lot of guy friends that I hung out with. They all had vehicles that had been modified in some way, shape, or form to be off-roading vehicles, right? So the knobby tires and wider stance and tow winches and all of that, right? And I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. I'm all about calculated risk and going places I'm not supposed to be.
Were they not like designated? So my ex was really into off-roading for a while with his friend group. So like they all had modded very heavy vehicles to do that. But were they not marked aren't they trails? I don't even know. We drove for rocks.
No, that's for novices. No, we're actually like off-roading places. We're not, I mean, yes, there were some places
there bears?
You could go. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Brittany is very amused that we have like actual bears up here. We do. We have bears. We get alerts on our Ring app all the time.
The Boston Bears.
Well, outside Boston, but sure. But yeah, so yes, there were some places you could go, but they weren't that plentiful. And also, to be fair, we live in an area with a lot of woods, a lot of conservation land, a lot of undeveloped areas. At least back then, I'm very sad to say they have developed a decent amount of it. Not all of it, but a decent amount of it compared to what I would prefer. But yeah, one of our things was like, that looks like a utility road. Should we go down it? Yeah, let's go down it. We're not supposed to be going down it. And we did this during the day. We did this at night. And, Friday night would come rolling around and we're like, oh, there's no new movie to see. That we don't really want to go out to eat. What should we do? Let's go off-roading. Yeah, 100%, right? Like towing the line of legality, right? And so keep in mind, I mentioned this before, I dated some firefighters, some people who were in emergency services. And so think about the fact that like we're in our hometown area. They serve on these fire departments. Therefore, they know the police in these areas and the police know them. So it's not like you're like passing by. Yeah, it's also a small town, right? Like small town areas, a couple small towns that we were in. And so one night we were like, someone saw this like trail and it was wide enough for a car. Like we should just explore it. And we're like, yeah, we should definitely explore it. So on our way there, we stop at this small little store and everybody's like, let's grab a water, grab a soda, grab a whatever. And there was a cop there, and she's like, hey guys. And we're all like, hey, because she knows who we are. And nothing in me said like, oh crap, she'll be able to identify us. Because like, why would I think that? I don't know. Just wasn't on the list of things I was thinking about. So my boyfriend and I and all of our friends and multiple vehicles, by the way, we're in like a caravan of like off-roading vehicles, mostly
as one does.
Jeeps. Yeah, Jeeps, 4x4s of some kind. And we go onto this small, what probably was a utility road. I still to this day do not know. And we're not flat here. Everything is covered in trees and it's hilly or mountainous AF. So we start creeping up, creeping up, creeping up. And that's the fun of it, right? And then it's like, oh, there's a tree and it's down. Like, how do we get across it? Do we move it? Do we cut it? Blah, 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 right? Going, cresting it. Everybody had CB radios.
Yeah.
And so they're talking to each other and everything. And all of a sudden, we crest this hill and we're like, what's at the top? You want to know what was at the top?
Of edge, a death of murder, sadness?
Houses. We landed in someone's backyard. Okay? So it's like just houses and lights. And we're like, oh shit, abort. Like that. You cannot be trespassing on someone's property like that. And we all know it. Keep in mind, we're going through this narrow ass trail up this winding large hill with trees that we have slightly nudged, we'll say, to get, beyond them. We can't just God. There's no turnaround. So we're like backing down this swervy BS, right? Someone got
the
stuck.
Trees are probably there to keep people out.
I don't think we planted our trees to keep them. I think they were there 100 years prior.
No, I thought it was like a downed tree.
Like it had fallen. We had a lot of hurricanes, ice storms. It was common, right? So anyway, we all finally make it down and we all get onto the main road and we're like, woo, look at us. That was a rush, right? And then someone hears over the CB, hey, we got someone calling in about headlights in their backyard. And we're like, oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Jig is up. Someone called the police. So we were on a town line. We're like, we'll be smart. We'll go over the town line because, cops aren't supposed to go over the town line unless they have permission. They have to call it in and ask, right? We go over the town line. We have a friend who lives in that town. We're like, we'll go right to their house. We're on our way there and we hear, can we have permission to go over? We're like, no, they are following us. They were like literally
so they found you.
Oh, they were on our tail, but they couldn't see us. So this friend who lived in this town that was right there had a large barn and their driveway went downhill and the house was at the bottom and there was a barn there. You could see the house from the road, but anyway, you get the picture, right? Like it's not like all right there. Decent piece of property. Everybody parks their car behind in the barn, out of the way, like hidden. And we all go and stand in the driveway as if we've been hanging out all night long while we see 2 cruisers go by. And we're like, did we just fucking get away with that? Like, holy shit, we are amazing. We let the adrenaline wear off. Everybody's like high-fiving, patting each other on the back. Like, wasn't that a funny story? Look at us. And listen to CB radio. They're not really, looking for us so much anymore. So we all start to go our separate ways. So my boyfriend and I are like, oh, let's go tell my, ironically, now husband, who was a good friend of ours, and that's a whole story, what just happened because he wasn't able to go with us. He was working. So we're like, won't that be funny? So he and I and another friend of ours all head towards his house. We get to his house, get inside, and he's like, what the fuck have you guys been up to? Because we look like we're clearly high on life at this point.
Yeah.
And we start to tell him, we're like, yeah. And we got up there and then there were houses and the lights and the blah, blah, blah. And we got away with it. And then we were at so-and-so's house and saw them go by. And he's like, what the hell? But again, this is not the first time we had done this.
Yeah.
2 seconds later, there's a knock at the door. And we're like, wonder if that's one of our other friends. My now husband, then very, very good, like best friend, goes to the door, answers it. And we hear some talking, and then he comes back and he's like, hey, you guys, me and my boyfriend at the time, cops are outside looking for you. And I'm like, haha, very funny. Because he knows that we had just been like on the run, essentially. He's like, okay, assholes, don't go out there then and see what happens. And I was like, oh shit, I think he's serious. So my boyfriend and I go, our friend who had come with us, I shit you not, it was like a movie. He dove behind a sofa. Because they didn't ask for him by name. So he's fucking crouching down under a couch, right? Behind a couch, while the 2 of us are going to face the music at the front door. Sure enough, 2 cops. So they pull us out into what was the parking lot. So we got to the parking lot. They separate us to interrogate us. Yep. Female cop took me. Male cop took my boyfriend. And they're like, where were you? What were you doing? Have you been drinking? Have you been doing drugs? I'm like, okay, first of all, where'd the drugs and alcohol come from? Because I don't need that to have a good time. But also, like, what the hell? Then the male cop gets his flashlight out. He starts shining it into my boyfriend's car. He's looking to see what's inside of it. I'm like, what is going on?
Oh, they thought you were casing houses, ready
They
to commit some crime.
So they thought we were doing drugs up in the woods and happened to take a wrong turn.
Oh.
Because back then, a lot of people from different cities would come into our suburban area and do just that, right? But they knew us. So it's kind of like, what's going on here? I actually knew both cops who came, which was a little bit embarrassing because the female cop who came there, I was like, I know you, and now you think I'm an idiot. But it's kind of funny, but it's not. So they take our license.
Tell them?
Well, here's the thing. We didn't come up with a story because we didn't think we were going to get caught. Magically, telepathically, my then boyfriend and I came up with the exact same story. We saw a road. We assumed it was a utility road. We went up there by ourselves, just the two of us, to see where it went, saw that it landed in someone's backyard, turned back around and came here. I don't know how we both came up with this story.
Well, I
but
mean, that's the truth.
Well, I mean, kind of. We were with like 6 cars total. We had actually cut down some trees to get through it, like all this other stuff. We hid out. Yes. The other thing was, so remember how I told you we saw that cop at that little store?
Yeah.
The cars were clean before we went on this little adventure. And one of their badges of honor was collecting as much mud and twigs and leaves as possible. And so instead of, and I told them to do this, instead of hosing down all their cars at our friend's house, they were like, no, we're good. Like, look at us. Look how, no. They were like, saw you at the store before this whole thing went down. Why is your car covered in mud now? We're like, well, again, we went by ourselves up this, right? Like, had a whole story. Yeah. Because our stories were so in sync, again, don't know how, and they had taken our licenses, they ran them. We had no prior anything. Yeah. They were like, you know what? We might need to keep your licenses. And we're like, for what? And you ready for this? You were on conservation land. That's a federal offense. We were like, was it? Uh-oh. Because that's actually a big deal anywhere, but it is.
And you cut down a tree?
I mean, it was a down tree, but yeah, we cut it.
Ooh. So why does someone live on conservation land is kind of my question.
It abuts a lot of our neighborhoods. Yeah, I actually grew up across the street from conservation land. So at this point, they're like, we might have to hold your licenses, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, that means we can't drive? Like, what the heck? Finally, they call it in and they're like, okay, here are your licenses. They cross-examined us, by the way, male cop on me, female cop on him. And they're like, all right, well, we have to actually figure out what the town wants to do to prosecute. I'm like, fantastic. Great.
Meanwhile, your other friends are at home just like,
okay, yep.
Their life.
And they're like, all right, well, don't go anywhere. And I'm like, on that note, my then boyfriend and I were actually about to go on a trip to another country to do volunteer work. So I'm like, so about that, we're actually leaving to go overseas next week. And they're like, that's not funny. I was like, it's not funny because it's true. And they're like, all right, well, be on standby and have a lawyer ready because we're going to call you and let you know how we're going to proceed in court. And I'm like, great. So he and I get inside, trying to keep it cool. We get inside and we're like, what did you say? What did you say? And we're like, holy shit, how did we come up with the same fucking story? Of course, we didn't mention the other like 7 people who are with us because like you don't do that, right?
Also,
so we get in,
bitches get stitches. Sorry, snitches get stitches.
Snitches get stitches. Yes, 100%. I live by that. I am loyal AF. So we get in there. Our friend who is still hiding behind the couch, by the way, pops his dumb little head up and he's like, what happened? What happened? And we're like, this is what happened. And now they're telling us this and blah, 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 blah. So this is a Saturday or Friday, right? We see all of our friends on Sunday at church. We all went to the same church. We grew up in that same church, right? And all of our friends come up to us and they're like, dude, we heard about what happened. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you didn't say anything. We whatever fine you get, because we have massive fines here for stuff like that, right? They're like, whatever fine you get will help. If you have volunteer hours, we'll help you do it. Blah, 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 blah. Thank you so much. Like my parents would kill me. And I'm like, we got you. We go overseas. So back then you had to use a calling card in order to be able to call your own like voicemail, right? To get your voicemails. I'm waiting for this. Hey, you've got a court date. Guess what? It never came. You know why? Because they were full of shit. It was under review to become conservation land. It was not yet conservation land. It was public land. And we didn't even have to do any sort of volunteer work. But that's the story of how I almost got arrested.
So had it actually been conservation land, you might not.
Oh, we would have been fucked. We would have been going to court. Yeah. And it was like $100,000 fine a piece. More because we had actually cut into a tree that had already fallen. Like it was a whole thing. They claimed we also like took off bark from some tree. Like that was a real thing. They're like, oh, you scrape bark off of these 3 trees and you put ruts in the dirt. I'm like, buddy, there were already deep ruts.
Did they? Yeah, I'm like, how did they? Did
Oh,
they
they have small
inspect
towns,
all
right?
the trees? Have a little tree inspector come out and be like, this nozzle's not here.
1,000%. That's the level that these towns are on. No offense to those towns. I grew up in those towns.
It sounds like we have a tree czar in Portland that oversees. Have I told you this?
No, but I believe it.
You cannot cut down a tree, even on your own property, if it is over 12 inches in diameter.
Mm-hmm.
And even to prune said tree, you have to get a permit from the city.
Yeah.
They have to review it, make sure that what you're cutting down makes sense, which is dangerous because we've had trees fall on people's homes because they've tried to cut them down. They've tried to trim them. City denied it. There was another house that got infested by some bug because of the tree. They refused to not let them do anything to said tree. They had to move out of their home. They had to sue the city.
Mm-hmm.
Like tree preservation here. That's why I don't plant more trees. I have laurels on the back of my property, and my realtor was like, "Heads up, like their trunks stay pretty small, so it's fine." But she was like, "Oh, there's a free tree program in town. Like you could put some trees in the front, like strip between the street and the sidewalk."
Yeah.
She was like, "They're free trees." I'm like, "Oh, great." She's like, "But if you want to remove them or trim them, make sure you get approval." It's like for my even trees in my backyard. Yeah. They will Google satellite to confirm your trees, or if your neighbor reports you, your neighbor can say this tree cannot come down.
Oh, yeah.
It is insane.
We're like that up here, too, to the point where when you come to visit, I will show you. We build our roads around trees. Literally. We will allow them to encroach on the road. Like, it is a serious business, especially if they're over a certain age. And especially, some towns can't do it at all. So the fact that we did that was like, you're in deep, deep shit, my friends. Thank God it was not conservation land yet. And if anybody who is involved with that is listening to me, you're welcome that we did not rat you out. We kept it about ourselves and we took the heat because that's what friends do. That's what friends who engage in fuckery do. Do not drag the other people into the consequences. Would you have taken that? I mean, at that point, it was like,
I know what I would have done.
What would you have done?
I would have actually, I don't know. It depends. What's in it for me? Like, what am I at risk for?
I don't know.
Because
these are like your best friends.
Would they do it for me? I don't know.
I mean, so I had a very tight pod of friends.
Oh, I did too, but that doesn't mean I'm not like.
No,
if I'm going to jail, they're coming with. Like, I need friends to play fucking cards with.
First of all, I was the only girl in the group, so it was just going to be me, myself, and I.
Unless it was one of the cool bands I used to hang out with, I would take the fall for them immediately because I'd get free passes to their shows for life or something. There would be something in it for me.
Interesting.
Besides just friendship.
It was, we had known each other a long time. We were ride or die. To me, that's what you do if you're really close. Like, Brittany, if you and I went on a trip and we did something and I got pulled and accused of whatever, I'm not going to bring you into it. Like, at that point, why should both of us suffer? But now I know that you're going to bring me into it. I will remember this moment.
No, Doria, you're the exception to the rule.
Sure. No, there was no world where I was going to bring other people. To me, it's like if one person is already going to deal with the consequences, spreading it around isn't going to help. It was just going to be all of us suffering. And also, I was the only girl in the group. Like, who's going to be in prison with me? Nobody.
Oh, yeah, you'd be alone.
But no, I didn't even think about it. It's just like, I'm not going to. I've never been like that. No, if I'm already getting caught, like, why should other people get caught with me?
I'd be so resentful.
Oh,
I'd probably, I would take it, but I would be so resentful. I'd be like, you get to live your life. I'm paying the price. Hell no, karma's a bitch. It's coming for you. Your time will come.
So I would be that way if I hadn't been in that group and they did it and I got accused of doing it. Oh, 100%. You bitches better know, like, you're going down with me and I'm coming after you. But no, I was a part of it. I understood. Well, I didn't understand those risks because who knew they were going to pretend it was conservation land. But I accepted the consequences of my decision when I decided to get in that car and go up that path. So I wasn't going to take anybody else with me. And my boyfriend was the same way. We were very similar when it came to that. There's strong loyalty up here. I mean, you've seen that, right? Like with
I'm
even
from LA, like loyalty
Karen
is ride or
Reed
die
thing.
for sure.
Yeah.
I love my friends, but if we all robbed a bank, and granted, there's also the principle of like if they didn't catch my friends, like they obviously didn't do their detective work and they're not that great at their job, and like that's on them. But like,
okay, let's use that scenario. You rob a bank with your friends, your closest friends. You get caught. One other person gets caught. The other three don't. What do you do?
I'm not gonna talk, but
You're gonna plead the fifth.
Is a chance they would probably find documentation at my house to find the other involved party.
Oh my gosh. No, I would just take it. I'd be like, I did it. You caught me. Let's do this shit.
You would do 25 to 50 on behalf of your friends.
I mean, if I did if I didn't do the crime, like you best believe
okay,
I'm not
we
going
rob a
anywhere.
bank.
You and I rob a bank. Yeah.
They catch you.
They catch me.
I keep 50 mil and you're behind bars for 25 to life. You don't care.
It's not that I don't care. It's that I did the crime. You know, inevitably, like
you're
I was going to pay
run
for
off
it.
with $50 million.
No, I mean, I would hope that like you would want to then give me a lot of money in my commissary, but like, and hire a really good lawyer for me because you got 50 mil as a result of what we did and I'm suffering. But I'm not going to bring you into it at that point. No, heck no. No. And if you decided to be an asshole and not do anything as a result of that, like give me a good lawyer and give me some money so I can buy my Jell-O, then I'm 100% going to find someone on the outside to like torment you, but I'm not going to bring you into that with me.
You're not going to find me.
I will find people to find you. I'm just not going to bring you into these consequences, which would actually probably be better for you than what I would find someone to do. But no, I wouldn't bring you into it. No. Heck no.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I'd hook up your commissary, but not too much because then they'd be like,
right. We can't make it look exactly. It needs to be like $100, you know, however, I don't know. We'll find the data on like what a well-paid, but like not incredibly rich person. Yeah. Right. Like what can I get enough to like do some good bartering with and trading with and keep me alive?
But also
like,
not get beat
not
up.
Flat. Exactly. Because I'm 5'3" and I do not fight with my fists. I fight with my mouth. I fight with my words.
I was like, oh.
I fight with my words. So I need to find a way to keep myself safe with my mind instead of like, you know, physically. So my commissary will be a part of it. I'll start a little commissary reselling business and I'll be fair and people will keep me safe as a result of it.
Or I would just buy my friendships and say, yo, I got money.
But money only goes so far before someone else has more money. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know who's going to be in prison with me. I wonder what prison they'd send me to. We don't have any of the like the camps.
Jen Shaw prison.
That's okay. I want to go either that or where Teresa went. Teresa.
I want to go to like fancy woman prison.
Yeah, like again, you're like blue collar or not blue collar. You're like white collar criminal, like naughty camp. Like that's where I want to go. You know, don't get me wrong. I don't know if I could.
I'd rather not go to prison at all. But
yeah, exactly. I was like, I don't know if I can actually hang in prison. I wasn't built for it, but you know, I'm not taking you with me. Why would I want you to suffer too? That would actually make me really sad.
Because it's fair.
I don't think it's fair. I think we fucked up and somehow got caught, but I don't think there's a fairness to it. I think for whatever reason, they just happened to find me. Who knows? You know.
Interesting. Good to know.
You know, they're like, they're 5'3" with dark hair. We're not sure which one is which, but like find them.
Look, for what it's worth, I have a recurring
we're wearing
dream.
heels in that, by the way. We're gonna be 5'9".
Yeah, for sure. You
blonde, blue contacts. Like it's not even gonna be me.
No, not even. As if. Yeah. I have a recurring dream where somebody murdered someone and I know where the body's buried and I haven't spoken up, but I feel guilty. I would feel very guilty
if I got away with something.
Like, yeah, guilt would like eat me alive and I'd like live my life in total fear of
but
just
don't you think you could protect me more from the outside than from inside with me? Like you could help, like you could hire a good attorney for me. That would help me because maybe they probably did fuck up somewhere, right? Get me out eventually, hopefully.
You're not getting out for a while.
Probably not, but like between my commissary and my mind, we can at least keep me alive long enough for you to get the right person to get me out. This is the plan.
A couple appeals. We'll
Yeah.
figure something out.
100%. I'm going to be an
Just don't get
attorney
in
by the
trouble.
time I get out of yeah, no. I'm a rule follower when it comes to things like life or death. I will follow the rules. I don't know
Interesting.
what'll happen to me outside of that, but so no, I would never turn you in.
Are you that much of a rule follower if you robbed a bank?
I'm about to be. Strategic rebellion. There's no strategy in getting myself in trouble in prison. I'm already in prison.
That's true.
No. I wouldn't do that, honestly. Now, if I hated you and for some reason we ended up in a crime together, like, oh, we're going down together, my friend. 100%. But
except I've siphoned
not
the money away slowly, and I have a good lawyer, and you have a public defender. No shade to public defenders, but
no, I need a good I need one of the celebrity lawyers. I need my own Netflix documentary. I was gonna say, like, give me the Netflix documentary. Give me the high profile celebrity attorney who has won case after case. That's what I want. That's what I would ask for you to do. And then when we get out, we can split whatever's left. Make it happen. I love how you're thinking about that, but I've just done prison time. If you are out there buying like literally no.
There's not going to be much left after I buy the yacht, but like it's fine.
Well, what kind of yacht are you buying? So vice versa. Let's say you and I rob a bank and you get caught and I don't. First of all, I'm not spending a fucking cent of that money on myself while you're in prison because I could not do that in good conscience, aside from like giving you commissary and finding you a good lawyer and also creating the best PR situation you can imagine in your favor. Like that's where my guilt would go. I'd be like, this is my new life's mission to get you out and to prove that they're incompetent. And then we'd get out and we'd split money and then we go live our best lives and laugh about how we both got away with it.
Oh, that's sweet.
Oldest siblings. Vibes over here.
Former only child vibes.
I'm not like walking around with my like diamond crusted like Gucci bag while you're rotting in prison.
I'm walking around with my diamond encrusted Labubu's.
Oh my gosh. No, would you visit me in prison? Or would you stay away?
I absolutely couldn't.
Wouldn't it be weird though if you were like championing my cause but not visiting me in prison?
Oh, I'm not championing your cause in public. I'm behind the scenes. They can't know we're involved.
I like how I'm creating like a Free Britney campaign and you're like, I don't know her. Who is she?
We cannot be connected in any way. Oh I'll send a representative on my behalf who is like head of the Free Doria fan club.
Love it.
And they'll send you messages. Everything we say is recorded in there. I can't say anything. Absolutely not. They're watching. They're waiting for one slip up. And you know I'm messy.
Be I'm chatting dramatic. Up with the other visitors like, there.
So, I bought a
so
new
funny
yacht
since it came
last
into
week.
Money.
Trust fund, you know? Because you trust me to figure out this money.
Such a turbulent first class flight to visit her.
Honestly, why do they have you in Arkansas?
Can I tell you the way that my fear would be that they would like human traffic me to like the worst of the worst states with the most horrific. I want to be up north. Don't take me out of my region, please. I don't even know how that works. I know they can just move you when they decide to.
I've seen Orange is the New Black.
Yes,
population.
100%. They're like, hey, we got some room. Bring them on in. I'm like, no, please, no. I don't know. Are there East Asian groups of women in these prisons that will adopt me and like take care of me? I don't know though.
So racist.
That's what I'm thinking. But like,
it's all race wars in there, man.
I know, but I need to understand the demographics of these prisons too, so I know which prison I want to try to push for. You know, through my lawyer. Just got to be demographic info somewhere. Give me an infograph of where I will potentially thrive.
Rich people prison, please. Just caught.
I want the people who are like, where did Martha Stewart go? Where she was knitting. That's where I want to go. Send me there. We will do arts and crafts, and I will behave myself. I will start.
I could use a knitting needle to shank a bitch if I have to, but like, hoping.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I just give us some popsicle sticks and paper and glue, and I'll be good. I'll be fine. Keep myself busy. I'll write.
You can sharpen a popsicle stick.
Well, okay. Well, maybe we're just writing. Maybe we're writing our autobiographies or our memoirs or something. Maybe we're contributing to better rights for those in prison. I don't know. I'm keeping my head down like the Asian I am, like behaving myself until you get me out. That's what I'm doing.
I'll figure something out.
Again, I feel like we learned more about ourselves in this. I had no idea you'd originally abandoned me.
I wasn't abandoning you.
I mean, you're planning on buying a yacht while I'm rotting in prison, so that might be a form of abandonment.
You'd have $100 a month.
A month? Okay, well,
I don't know if I buy so many hot Cheetos.
I feel like prison prices have got to be high, right? Like, do you know? I actually don't know.
There's a couple of people that I follow
cost of hot
that were
Cheetos in prison. Let's see.
Someone tried to use my PayPal account to use a stolen credit card to send money to someone's commissary recently. That was fun.
$2.60 for like, I think a snack size thing of hot Cheetos.
Those are what, like $2 usually? It's a slight markup.
No, because I don't know. That's a lot though for someone who would make what do you make, like 50 cents or something like that with some of the jobs that they give you? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna need more than 100 a month. Okay.
Whoa.
I'm gonna need. I love it.
Do you have a job in prison?
I hope so. I need to look like I'm trying to be a good member of this little society. So hopefully,
you don't need more than $100 a month. You have your own
income. You guys have heard it here. Brittany would definitely not be very kind to me if we end up committing a crime together and I go to prison for it.
I'm kidding. I would send you whatever you need.
You know what? You know what? I don't think you can send care packages to prison, right? Because you could like sneak stuff in.
You could.
That's sad. I want a fuzzy blanket though. That's all I want. Like I will. No. I don't think those are good. I have Raynaud syndrome. Like my circulation is bad. I need a good blanket.
Maybe they'll give you a nurse exemption.
That'd be nice. Can I get some sort of exemption for my back too? Can I get like an orthopedic pad on my? No.
Yes, princess.
I mean, I'm in prison. Was Martha Stewart sleeping on like a regular cot? I feel like no.
Maybe.
I feel like. I'm curious.
She's a bad bitch. She took nobody.
She is a bad. Dude, her documentary was so good. I love women who like are take no prisoner, fend for themselves. Again, one of my favorite quotes is Cher's "Mama, I am a rich man." Like when she said, my mom said, "Marry a rich man." I love that. I love that attitude. I would like to be that.
Martha Stewart's a bad bitch.
She is.
Like, you're kind of cold, but you're kind of just a bad bitch, and you're like,
Yeah, 100%. Right. I guess I'll have to. Did she write a book on how she survived in prison? Because please send that to me too. Maybe. Or find a way to get it to me. That's what I need.
I know she taught gardening.
Yeah. And she did the whole like knitting shawl thing. Rehabilitating people. Well, I've got my plan laid out. Have you thought about what you will do in prison though if you end up being the one going?
No.
It's probably a good idea to start planning. You wouldn't go. What would you like flee?
No, I'd either flee or like just end it. I wouldn't do it.
Oh God, Brittany, no. Oh my gosh, interesting. Well,
no, dog.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you and I have learned more about each other. I feel like everyone else has just learned a lot about us too.
Sorry, Mom.
For the record, we will not be committing any crimes.
No.
Because I don't think either of us could handle prison. I think anxiety would probably kill both of us if we committed a crime. Like I would sit
maybe
I would sit every day thinking about the fact that like getting caught was one slight hair away from me. Couldn't live like that no matter what money I had taken. Can't medicate me enough to forget the horrible anxiety I'd be crippled with.
Anxiety, man. That is.
Yeah.
I just stopped taking my high blood pressure meds. I can't think.
Same. Last year. I'm very proud of myself. Look at us. Yeah. All right. Well.
Problems.
Yeah. See. All right. I feel like that is a perfect place to stop. Until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe. We send out new podcasts almost every week, except for when we take a brief break on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube, where you can watch us. Actually, you can watch us on Spotify as well. But until next time, don't go committing crimes. And if you are, make sure you know who you're committing them with and what they plan to do if you get caught and they do not.
Crime doesn't pay.
Well, sometimes it does, but like, at what cost? All right.
Friendship.
We'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.